I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me.
Well, some time ago, I was, doing this thing up here and trying to do the best job that I possibly could. And I was passionate about the message, which was to be the very best I can be. And I felt so inspired, right? And then the weirdest thing happened. My mind and my mouth decided to go rogue. And so instead of declaring, I want to be the best that I can be, I said, I want to be the breast that I can be. And right here in this row sat a woman, a longtime member of Unity, and she looked at the person next to her and she said, did he say I want to be the breast I can be? And, and so I felt like I turned red like a ripe mango, right? And I'm kind of like, wow, what did I say? And, what are they thinking I'm thinking about? Lunch, certainly. And so I'm like, oh my goodness. And so part of me is laughing and part of me is crying. And I'm like, oh, this is just too weird. And then it hit me. Sometimes, really frequently, Spirit moves me through, a holy blooper. A holy blooper. It's like something comes out of my mind that I had no intention of saying. Ever happened to you, or is it just me? Right? And I'm saying, there's some kind of tape running back there, and I end up saying something that I had no intention of saying. I mean, here people are thinking, Blaine's thinking about lunch, for sure. Laughter isn't always a distraction from the spiritual path. I think laughter is the spiritual path, right? Laughter happens to allow us to lighten up, right? It pulls us into focus, so we're present right now. It's pretty hard not to laugh and not be present. Have you ever noticed? And so laughter opens our hearts. It reduces our ego, right? And helps us to be present in the moment, right now. It helps us to recognize the joy that's right here, right now. So this is the second talk on this 3-week theme I'm titling The Joy Experiment, Reclaiming Your Inner Spirit. Last week we talked about how joy isn't something we chase, it's something that's right here, right now. We talked about being present in the moment, right now. And I invited you this week, when you look at your watch, to say what?
Stay there.
I'm on, right? I'm on. I'm present right now. Because so many times we forget, and when we look at our watch and we're thinking of where I should be or what should I be doing, instead of just recognizing that we're on. That was the message was kind of, you are on, folks. If you are sitting here in this chair looking at me like most of you appear to be, you're on, right? You're on. This is your life. This is a holy moment, right? And we don't know how many of these we have. But this is it right now, and we want to be present to it and be here in the moment. Appreciate who is here, who you are, and what you're experiencing right now. So this talk is laughter as a spiritual practice. So we're going to look at that today and see how is laughter a spiritual practice that we can participate in to be in the moment right now, wherever we are. And our affirmation today is, let's say it together. I open my heart to joy. I laugh easily and often, for laughter is the sound of God as me, as you. When we are laughing, we are experiencing the realness, the present tense of God right now. I'm a bit of a scientist, I'd like to think. Many years ago, I taught 8th grade science. Probably one of the most difficult classes I ever taught because I didn't really have any experience in science. But it was a job that was open in the district that I was friends with, and I got hired for this job. And some weird stuff happened in that class. One of them, for example, I was getting ready to do an experiment with the kids the next day, and we had those gas beakers that have alcohol in them. You remember those things, right? And I have to tell you, I had a huge classroom. My classroom was every bit as big as the sanctuary, and I had 20. The kids had experimental desks with sinks and all that stuff. It was great. And so the day before, and I was literally a day ahead of my kids in the class, right? I'm doing the experiments that I'm doing the next day, the night before, right? And I had my beaker set up, and I had my, test tubes and all that stuff. And so I left the room for a second to go get some supplies from my supply room off my classroom. And in the meantime, the beaker fell over, and it lit the curtains on fire. And mind you, the curtains is a 2-story classroom. So I walked back in the classroom, and the fire is going up the curtains. And so I grabbed him, pulled him down, stepped on him, took him out to the trash can, and I never told anybody about it. Except, I think this is the first time I've stated that in public. I'm sorry. Pacifica School District, I am so sorry. I will gladly pay for your curtains. So anyway, I think I love science, and there's something about science and laughter, right? When we laugh, it affects our body, right? When we laugh, our body is flooded with endorphins, right? Our stress hormones drop. If our blood pressure is high, our blood pressure drops. It's like laughter is like a drug that soothes us mentally and physically. And in our mind, laughter changes our perspective instantly. Have you ever had something you thought was absolutely horrible happen to you? And then somehow you're drawn into a laughter about it, and it changes the way you see it instantly, right? And you realize this is going to make a great story for Thanksgiving, right? Laughter also affects our spirits. Laughter lifts our vibration, right? It connects us, I believe, with the energy of the universe and the love in the universe. Laughter is love. And we are connected to that when we laugh. I like to think that laughter is joy made audible, right? We are feeling that joy. We're being a part of that joy. We are that vibration of joy. And laughter dissolves illusion. It dissolves separation. It reminds us that we are all one in spirit. There's a great story you've probably heard about Norman Cousins, who was the author of the book Anatomy of an Illness. And he was quite sick. He was diagnosed and told that he didn't have long to live. And so the story goes that he rented a hotel room, and he spent days watching movies like the Marx Brothers, right? Anybody else like the Marx Brothers movies? You know, it's right along my alley because it's about at my mental level. And I take pride in that, right? And so he's watching the Marx Brothers movies, and what he said happened was that for every 2 hours or every 10 minutes he spent watching those movies, he got 2 hours of better sleep at night. Sleep without pain, right? And he eventually was able to extend his life, he believes, because of laughter. And way beyond what the doctors expected that he would do. So all right, I think we should try and have some laughter. What do you think? All right? So stand up, take a deep breath, all right? Now, some of you might be going, I think this is where I leave, right? So I invite you not to do that. Let's lock all the doors. Nobody's leaving, because if you leave, you're not going to be affected by what we're going to do in the best way. So I invite you to take a breath, stand there, kind of move a little bit and prepare your body and your mind, because we're going to spend some time laughing, and I hope in a minute. If not, you'll be laughing at me, not with me, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to celebrate that together. And sometimes when we think about laughter and in a situation like that where I'm kind of setting you up, there could be some fear that shows up, right? You might get those little judges on your shoulder that go, oh no. We're going to brush those off right now. I invite you, brush off those judges. Come on, brush them off. They're not there. We don't need them. Let's let them go. Shake them off. Ooh, let's just be free right now. Yeah, does that feel good? Huh? Okay, now we're going to clap a little bit. We're going to do ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Together. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. 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 Oh, very good. Okay. Now, one of the fun things about laughter is that you want to fake it till you make it. There's something funny that happens when we laugh, if it's genuine laughter or if it's fake or pretend laughter. Our body and our mind get the same effect. They don't know whether it's real or it's fake. So even if you're faking it, you're going to make it, right? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, in order to really embrace this laughter, we're going to have to do a brainwash. What do you think about that, yeah? So I invite you to put your hands up here. And maybe you didn't realize it, but there's a zipper up here, right? And so we're going to unzip our mind and go zip. Okay, ready? Together? Zip. And now we're going to grab our brain, bloop, and here it is in front of us, and we're going to go bloop, 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 bloop. It's wash our brain, bloop, bloop. I'm washing my brain, bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, hand it to your neighbor now. And let them wash your brain. Come on, give it away. You'll get it back. Blip, 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 blip. Now hand it to somebody else. Blip, blip. Don't stop washing. Come on, keep it up. Blip, 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 blip. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. 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 Now take that brain that you have, right? And it's going to find its owner. And all you have to do is throw it up in the air, and it's going to find its way home. So we're going to do this. We're going to throw it up, and then we're going to open our brain so we can catch it. All right? 1, 2, 3. Zip. All right. Well, okay, we almost got everything out. But there's some nicks and crannies in your brain that are still holding on to some stuff we need to get rid of. Right? So if you have stuff in your teeth, what do? You floss. So we're going to floss our brain. So I invite you to take out your floss. There it is. See it? And we're going to go, zing, zing, floss my brain. Zing, zing, floss my brain. Zing, zing, floss my brain. Woo! Woo! Zing, zing. Floss my brain. All right, now hand your floss to the person next to you. All right, I invite you to stick that in your pocket. You can use it later if you choose. Ha ha ho ho ho, ha ha ho ho ho, ha ha ho ho ho. While we're doing this, keep stopping. Listen for somebody else's laughter that's close to you. Ha ho ho ho, and try and imitate them. Ho ho ho, ha ha ho ho ho, ha ha ho ho ho, ha ha ho ho ho. Oh, very good. Woo! Now I've got a couple affirmations to end this with. And they are, I am strong, I am healthy. So this side, you're going to say, I am strong, and you're going to say, I am healthy. Ready? Here we go. I am strong, I am healthy, I am strong, I am healthy, I am strong, I am, let's reverse it. I am strong, I am healthy, I am strong, I am healthy, I am strong, I am healthy. Woo! All right, please be seated. So I invite you this is not like a formal meditation, but I just ask you to be in the silence and just feel what you're feeling. You feel your heart beat. Because we know that right now, in this moment, the laughter medicine is moving in our minds, our bodies, our spirit. It's healing, reminding us that we are strong and healthy. I am strong and healthy. Affirm that. I am strong and healthy. And so it is. I open my heart to joy. I laugh easily and often, for laughter is the sound of God as me. Let's say it together. I open my heart to joy. I laugh easily and often, for laughter is the sound of God as me. So I like the idea that laughter is a prayer with a punchline. Yeah? Laughter is a prayer with a punchline. There's something humorous that happened that's a punchline, and as a result, we laugh and be with it. So you might say, so I like this whole laughter idea, I like this joy idea. How do I incorporate this in my life? Well, I got a couple ideas. And the first one is to start your day with a smile, right? This felt pretty good. I did this morning. As soon as my eyes were awake, my alarm went off at 5:30, and I turned it off, and then I thought, what am I going to do today? I'm going to smile, right? Because this is going to be a good day. I'm going to bring this smile into everything I do today, right? And it totally changes the energy, as we know, when we set the intention to be a smile in our day. I begin my day in joy. Say it with me. I begin my day in joy. The second thing we can do is to find humor in the human. Do you ever notice how funny you are? Do you ever walk into a room thinking you're going to do something and you can't remember why you're there? Right? And I know, instead of like getting upset about it, what if we just laughed about it? Oh, how funny is that? I'm a traveling comedian going from room to room and I can't remember why I'm here. Don't affirm that. It's not the affirmation I want you to take away today. I like what Ram Dass said. He said, if you think you're enlightened, spend a weekend with your family. Well, what a great opportunity that is to remember that we're awake, right? And then the next thing we can do is to laugh with others, not at others, right? But to support others in laughter. When someone laughs, laugh with them, be with them. Somebody said one time to me, are you laughing at me? And I said, no, I'm laughing beside you. I'm a part of your laughter. So be a part of other people's joy and other people's laughter. And the next thing we can do is to watch or read something funny every day. You know, I kind of miss the day when we had newspapers and comics, right? Because I'd always go to Dennis the Menace, right? Well, where would you go? What was your favorite comic? What is it? Zitz. Dagwood. Lucy. Yeah. How about over here? What was your favorite? Peanuts. Yeah. Wow. But Archie. Oh. And just to find something to laugh at. You know, there's a website called Little Buddha, and it has all kinds of great stories, and has all kinds of nice, clean, unity-type jokes. Check it out, you know, because we want to embrace that which is humorous and lighthearted and loving, yeah? And the last thing we can do is to forgive faster. You know, as I mentioned a lot, the two main teachings of Jesus and many other teachers were what? Love and forgiveness. If we can do that, everything else is easy. And that means to forgive yourself too, right? When you walk in the wrong room and you don't know what you're doing, you know, forgive yourself. You know, sometimes we think that hanging on to that resentment or beating ourselves up is going to teach us a lesson faster. It doesn't work that way. Actually, you know, that's sort of what the ego tells us. But the opposite is true. When we love ourselves, that message has much more juice and a higher vibration to help us remember how to be present in the moment and how to love ourselves. Emily never lost her sense of humor. Even when she was in hospice, we had a lot of humorous times, and I'm going to mention some of them next week. But she wanted three things as she was spending her last days here. She wanted prime rib, right, which she never ate, right? And she wanted barbecue chicken, which she never ate, she never cooked. And she wanted a pineapple vanilla shake, right? So we went out and we got all of those things. And mind you, she only had a couple bites of each one. But the one that was, I think, the most hilarious was we got some pineapple, we grinded it up, and then we got some vanilla ice cream, and we made vanilla shakes. And Emily was sitting in her bed, and the hospice nurse, whose name was Joy, came and sat with her, and they're eating their ice cream drinking their shakes like a couple of kids, right? And Emily's laying there, mind you, with only a sheet on her and a smile. And she reaches over to Joy, and she starts pulling at her top, right? And she says, "You can dress like me." And so I said, honey, if Joy is going to take her top down, this is going to cost us a lot more money. That moment, that laughter, that spirit was Emily's way of reminding us that even in the most challenging times, even in the most sacred times, joy is still possible. You know, laughter doesn't deny our pain. It transforms it. And it says, love is still here. Love is still here. Say that. Love is still here. Love is always here. So here's my blessing for you today. May laughter ripple through your spirit like sunlight on water. May your heart stay light your joy contagious, and your faith playful. And when life gets heavy, may you remember that laughter is God reminding you that you're still alive, you're still loved, and you're still connected. Laughter is a prayer with a punchline. And let's say our affirmation one more time. I open my heart to joy. I laugh easily and often, for laughter is the sound of God as me. I invite you to close your eyes. Take in this beautiful day that we have today on Maui. This amazing opportunity that we have to be in these bodies, to be physical expressions of the divine. This amazing opportunity that we have to be alive, to be able to be manifestors and womanifestors, to be able to create with our thoughts, to be a blessing to the world because we practice principles of love, forgiveness, truth, power. I invite you let's just sit in the silence for a few moments. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the vibration of love and laughter moving through every cell, every space, every tissue. And Spirit is reminding us, don't worry. Be happy. So I think, without any further ado, without doing anything further, I'd like to invite you to stand and we'll affirm and pray the prayer for protection together, and then we'll say the peace song. Oh, and I just got reminded by seeing Patty going by that as our tradition is lately, we will have hospitality after the service. So please give Patty a big hug and thank her, and anybody that might be helping her today to, our objective is really to create community here. And so when we laugh together, eat together, have coffee together, it creates joy, and we are building that community together. So for that community, for ourselves, for this ministry, and for the world, let's affirm and pray the prayer for protection together. Together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
Where I live, they're all raised.